that happened. I do remember there were no turnovers in the scrimmage, so I was pleased with that. Fewer big plays. I mean, there were on defense. I mean, there were good things on both sides of the ball. It was really a good day, a good physical. We had a bunch of snaps in, and it was really good.
Who's getting the better of who right now between offense and defense? Can you look at it that way?
We do competition every single day, and we actually, we assign points to everything that we do. And the other day, before this practice, it was 589 to 582. It was a 7-point difference right now in 16 days of practice. So, and that's all your blitzes and any of your teams versus each other and 7-on-7s and anything that you're competing on. So it's been pretty close all the way through.
Who was winning?
I think the offense was up 7. Yeah, I think they were, and then they won today by 4, I believe.
Is there a position group that's made the most progress since we talked to you about a week ago? That's kind of thrust
as a group.
As a group, yeah, unit.
I don't know that I would say there's been a single position group that's done anything. Just as a group, but there's been a lot of individual guys that have made really good plays all fall and have done a really nice job. So, but I don't know if there's one single group that I would just pick out.
Larry, last year, Marquise led the team in rushing. Obviously, it's good that you have a quarterback with that kind of mobility, but is it ideal in this offense for the quarterback to lead the team in rushing?
I guess the best way to answer that is to say, yeah, I'd love for the running backs to be the leading rushers and the receivers to be the leading receivers and all that stuff. But Queese can do some special things, so it's nice that he can, but yeah, we would like more of the workload and more production from the running backs.
Are you losing more sleep worrying about what spur you might have up your sleeve, or are you worried more about maybe losing some of that experience from an injury from your offensive line?
I'm more worried about us than I am anything right now. I mean, we haven't started on South Carolina yet, and we probably, we won't for a while. So we're still in a camp mode for us. Even though school started, we're still in camp mode. It's still about getting ourselves ready for the entire season.
Do you lose any sleep thinking about, man, I got this experienced line. I hope they don't get hurt in practice?
I lose sleep all the time, but I've got help, so that's how I'm able to sleep.
I've had a few people ask me in the last week about who Cole Holcomb is.
Yeah.
Who is he? I don't know much about him.
He's a linebacker that is here from New Smyrna Beach, and he's stepped up and shown he's going to play for us. He's going to help this football team. He's involved in almost all the special teams, and he's a kid that's athletic and can run and is learning the scheme and is going to help this team.
What are the unique traits that each TJ and Elijah bring to this team, bring to the offense?
Well, there's a size difference, a strength difference, a running style difference. One of them's a big physical, pound you kind of guy, and the other one is a slashing, got great speed, all those things. So that would be the two differences in those two guys.
And how is that rotation, having that ability to rotate guys in and out like that, useful in this offense?
Well, it's nice to have that punch and that change up, that not all the backs are exactly the same. One good thing is they both catch the ball very well, so that's a big that's a big asset for us.
What kind of growth have you seen in Mac Hollins?
Say it again?
In Mac Hollins, he said he's a lot more of a leader. That's the only difference between this time than a year ago, this time before anybody knew he was.
Mac is definitely, Mac's always been a guy that's been very vocal. That's his thing. He likes to talk, and he's been a much better leader this year than he was last year. His skills are, Mac can run and make plays. I mean, he can get behind anybody really. I mean, he can run. So we got to take advantage of his explosiveness. And when we get him back there, we got to hit him.
He said a point of emphasis was making those moving the chain plays that he didn't really make many of them last year. Has he progressed in that area?
Yeah, he's gotten better overall as a football player. He's gotten better as a blocker. He's gotten better as a receiver. And I think all of them are starting to understand, I think it's, pretty simple for everybody to think, well, they all know that you just move the chains. But when you're out there playing, sometimes that's not what their focus is. Their focus is on the play and not necessarily understanding how that play pertains to that time in the game. So they're all doing a better job of that.
How close is the competition between Nick Weill and Freeman Jones?
It's still close. I mean, we haven't made a decision yet, but I mean, how close? I don't know. I mean, I know that, that on the third, we got to have somebody go out there and kick them. So I can tell you Weiler will be the first guy that goes out there because he's going to kick off. You know, so then after that, we'll have to figure it out for the field goals, and we still got a ways to go.
Landon said it seemed like in this training camp that the penalties, like calling in scrimmages and doing drills, is dramatically more than what he's seen in recent years. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's
your question?
Why is that? His experience, has that helped the penalties?
I think experience helps, you know, some, because when you put yourself in the proper position, you got a less likelihood to do something, holding and all those things. It's usually when you get out of position. So when you know what you're doing and you can put yourself in the right position, you're not going to have those kind of penalties. And we've got more experience up there, less of those calls this camp. Yes.
You still using a lot of officials like you have in recent years?
Yeah, not as much as we did last year. Last year there wasn't a day that we didn't have officials, and we haven't done that this year.
Do you believe that running backs need a certain number of carries to get into a rhythm and feel comfortable?
I've heard that theory. I mean, I have. I don't know. I don't know what to think, because I've had guys that have done it both ways, so I don't know. I guess that really it really boils down to the individual running back. Some of them may be that way, and some others aren't. So I think it's more about that individual person. So you'd have to ask them if they feel that way, because I don't know.
TJ said that he would prefer at least 15 carries.
Yeah,
Is that
15.
Is that realistic?
If he could give me, yeah, it's realistic. If he could give me 3 touchdowns on 15 carries, I'd like that.
Can we see either TJ or Elijah maybe working out of the slot a little bit this year?
You could see anything. We're going to try to always put our good players on the field. So you could see we've got all kinds of things working actually right now.
How does he been this game?